All right. We're in this. Welcome to another edition of Black Opinions Matter. Motherfucker, my name is Amin Hassan. I'm joined by the full squad today. We got Trey, we got Glasses, we got JuJu, we got Jerv, we got Jason Madison. Everybody is in the building right now. Hell of a show lined up. We're going to talk about, damn, man, Travis Hunter again? How do you think you keep getting on the rundown, man? Damn, what the... Well, Travis Hunter, don't worry. There's another nigga that bumped you off the list. A simp-ass nigga. His name is Shamik Moore. I just know him as Spiderman. But we're going to get into that. People are getting offended at Fat Joe again. I don't know how old some of y'all are, but we're going to have a history lesson. We're going to give our flowers to the one and only Ricky Henderson, who passed away far too soon. But first, patreon.com/countthedings. That's where you get all the extra content, the Discord, the watch-alongs, the rewatchingtons, the special episodes, all that stuff and more. Access to tickets early and discounted as well. Patreon.com/countthedings. Make sure you're tapped in. I had to start with this one. It's the first topic on the list. I don't even understand how it could be a topic on the list. But the topic is sex a Christmas gift? Ladies and gentlemen, where have we ended up as a society? A gift is something that you don't get normally, right? A gift is something you don't. Oh, man, I've been wanting to buy the new XYZ game on my PS5. Haven't had enough time or money or whatever to get it. Maybe one day I'll get it. Boom, hey, Merry Christmas. Guess what I got you? That game you've been talking. Oh, man, I've been wanting that thing that I haven't had in my possession. Right? Jewelry. Oh, my God. It's such a beautiful necklace or ring or whatever. Oh, my God. I don't know when I was able to buy one for myself, but thank you. Talking about some loving? The thing that you're going to be getting daily? Am I missing some context here?
I mean, couldn't it be said that there are types of sex that you could be not receiving on a regular?
I mean, I'll speak for myself and say no.
Not in freak bowl land. Freak bowl land, everything goes.
Freak bowl land.
Right, to make things more interesting, I mean, what if you just met her?
There we go.
So I haven't yet. So I haven't yet is what you're saying.
Yes.
Right.
I mean,
that's a good gift at that point.
Was it headed in that direction?
Who knows?
But you're setting the tone though. Like if you accept it now, you're letting it be known that this is acceptable for a gift. So can it be sex along with something else?
Let me this way. Is it a two-way street?
Can I get dinner?
Can I be like, oh my God, I got you the same thing. And so in a box over.
What if she gives you a threesome?
Okay.
Oh, that's a gift.
Okay, now
that's a gift. That's a gift. I mean, unless I live in free boy land and that's just my everyday life, then that's not a gift.
What if it's a foursome?
Amin said
a foursome. I mean, no, that's a gift. No, that's a gift.
What's the gift that keep on giving?
That's the gift.
We're talking about above and beyond. A gift should be above and beyond.
What if your lady? What if your lady Amin said, "Okay, now she gonna tape it and give you the tape of it"?
Again, above and beyond.
I mean, is it better than socks, man?
Oh, come on, Trey.
No, because socks is
with a sock.
Socks is no. I'm saying. Oh my God, y'all flip this into some whole other freak bullshit. I'm talking about the traditional socks as a bad. You're like, I got socks, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? So something that's quote unquote free.
Socks is a good gift.
Hold on.
Socks is amazing.
Jason, don't go down this path with him, bro. Don't do it. Don't do it.
What you mean? if you get some fire fresh socks and like a pack of good draws, like that's a good get.
Jason, you taking a fire pack of socks and a fire pack of drawers, or whatever you just said, over a threesome on your birthday. Don't go down the too cool for school lane that Trey always be in, bro.
No.
Trey can't never let let it be known.
No. Y'all added the 3-ball, the corner shot. I'm talking about the regular jump shot. The regular, is this the thing? So she just says, hey, I'm here. Merry Christmas.
How often are you getting it?
That's a good question.
Again,
why would you be
but I don't even want to add no hypotheticals. If she just showed up with no gift, right? And says, and you're just waiting, like you ain't got a list. You just been like, dang, y'all been out, y'all been shopping. You're like, dang, man, I'm gonna save up and I'm gonna get these. You're not even hinting. You just talking out loud, man. I got
save up for the socks.
And then not socks, Jerv. Just saying.
My bad. I thought I'm saving up. Right now. You're not locked in. If I'm saving up for socks, that changes the perspective. Like I might be
saving up for socks, my nigga. You gonna need more than that. So what I'm saying is, if y'all have been out and you have been slowly mentioning something, and then that day comes and you actually spend the bread, you buy all the things that she wanted. And you're like, all right. And then she just like walks you up to the bedroom.
Never.
You know what's funny, man? That's that unisex behavior that I always talk about. You know what I mean? Where you think a woman.
I like how this nigga created a new era.
No, because it's like that's one of the things where you think your girl gonna act like you. She finna go spend her money. That just ain't what they do.
No,
they can, but they.
Let me be clear here. I'm not arguing that she materially needs to get me stuff because I got her stuff materially. What I'm saying is the thing that I get from you every day cannot be the gift.
I don't think people who get that for a gift get it every day.
Right. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
like,
they get the 3-point shot.
No, it probably slowed up. It probably slowed
That's
up.
What
This
is what I'm thinking. Like it's more like if it's been a drought or a semi-drought, or you get it
happening on your birthday and anniversaries or like a promotion, it gets sad around here, bro.
So maybe 6 times a year, I guess. That's pretty.
No,
6 times a year.
Yeah. I mean, that's how, when I was coming up, that's how I used to hear married life was like. That's what I used to hear.
Yeah, I don't know. I ain't never been that.
Like Al Bundy, like he just got tired of sleeping with his old lady too, Trey. Al Bundy was like, man, I don't want to do this no more.
You don't want to look at her no more.
I'm gonna be real. I'm glad you brought that. I'm gonna be real because I always felt like that was cat.
You know who made sex look whack? Al Bundy.
Yes, that's what
we just said. Were you not listening to the conversation?
Peggy looks like she might have been.
But I'm not gonna lie, bro. After a while, it just
no. But you gotta understand, for every bad chick, there's a guy tired of closing her.
Yeah, for sure. I've been that guy a lot of times. Really, you want her?
Dr. Malone, man.
You know what I mean? So I guess if you're getting it 5 times a year, I guess that's not a bad gift.
Times a year.
I mean, I think there's a middle ground, honestly, because if you are getting it semi-regularly, let's say like once a week or twice a week or whatever, and then she throws like today you could go crazy, you
can go anal, you can go the other hole,
you get top all day, however, whenever you want to just
top
come
all
and grab
day. It's crazy.
I don't even want that. I'll be looking like the Zordon meme.
Top all day.
Jerv, please pull up the Zordon dying meme.
Zorda dying meme.
You call him like a push-up bed.
Hold on, Jason. We gotta hold. Once Jerv pull this up.
What?
Yo,
I don't even know what
this is what top all day looks like for me right here. You found it?
I think so.
Zordon from Power Rangers dying meme.
Oh,
okay.
You pulled it up.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
No, but I want the audience to see this meme, bro.
I don't know.
When you say top all day, this is crazy.
That's what the meme look like today. Zordon with no
Look at my boy, he trained. He is drained. That's after a long session, bro.
I'm just saying, or you could get the, you know what I'm saying, you get the handcuffs out or whatever. Like you could just get into your bag.
See, look, dog.
Y'all boys hell.
Like this is all, Jason. What you talk about, all this 50 Shades of Grey stuff. That's like, yo, that's not. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just too conservative.
What's
like,
50 Shades of Grey?
Yeah, you don't strike me as conservative, my brother.
Handcuffs and feathers and like candle waxes, and I'm like, I don't care about none of that, man. Oh, she's wearing a wig. Oh, wow, now this is really different. Like, come on.
Amin said no role play, baby.
I feel like the cuffs and restraints will go crazy. I don't know about the feathers and the candle wax.
Kinky dude.
Yeah, this is a kinky show right now.
Niggas wanted to talk about sex coming out. What are we doing? Like,
I'm gonna be real with you. Right?
She gave you president's handcuffs.
The only scenario where it's like, yo, this is the gift. There's nothing attached. There's not like a second tick that jumps out or whatever. Like nothing like that, right? Just the only way is if it's like, yo, I've been friend zoned by this woman to the point where I gave up. Like, yeah, it's not gonna happen.
So now this is a surprise box.
Absolutely,
that's fire. That's fire.
That yes, absolutely.
Ooh, I'm surprise box would be fun.
That's a great Christmas gift.
Oh, and now next Christmas,
y'all both lonely.
That's what I'm saying. Next Christmas, even when like you don't know what's going on in each other's life, you still get that look at her like, happy holidays. You feel me?
The mistletoe.
It might become a Christmas tradition.
Yo,
right. If it's that she'll become your girl, then now every year she gotta one up herself. Last year she gave you the box. Now she got.
Oh no. She's not your girl. It's just your little Christmas.
You run into her.
Yeah, it's just your Christmas. Hey.
Yo ho ho ho.
Yo ho ho ho. No ease.
You got to set a precedence, man. You got to set a precedence. I agree with what they said at the beginning. Like,
hey, speaking of the holidays, JuJu had a great message online that spread across the internet about being like, during these times you can have everything. You can be surrounded by family and all that. I just wanted to shout you out on that, JuJu, because that's like very important. A lot of people be battling quiet battles during the holidays. Despite getting all the gifts, despite getting the 3-ball, despite all that, niggas still be sad up in this motherfucker. So tap into,
especially niggas be at home alone, and bro, so all they doing is scrolling all day. You feel me? And
seeing everybody help you.
This nigga got a family. This nigga family fight down. You look around, you got oodles and noodles, goddamn. So you can slip into some bullshit. So for all my niggas out there going through that, bro, you got, keep your head up, bro. I fuck with you.
Also, tap in with your partners. Go on, send that text, man.
Yeah.
That might mean a little something. You know what I mean? Feeling thought of.
Also,
I ain't gonna text Amin, though.
Right, that nigga, that crazy. Also, too, bro, happy birthday to my dog Jerv, man. Happy birthday, bro.
Happy Jerv,
you see them bullshit ass balloons in the background?
Oh, I thought it was the NBC logo. I was like, what are they on?
It do look like the NBC logo for sure.
I really thought the Eagles was on Sunday Night Football tonight or something like that.
Hey, this nigga Jason told Jerv, happy birthday. This nigga turned Mexican. Is gonna say gracias.
Gracias. Nigga's culture.
Hey, you said it like that white girl lady, that lady meme where she like gracias.
Tacos. What she get tacos?
Hey man.
Hey Jerv, as you reflect on your 44th, bro, what game you got for the audience? Free game.
Oh shit. I wasn't expecting to have to drop a gem real quick, but
44th what, bro? What the fuck? Bro, you look like you about 25, 26, bro.
Oh, you know what I'm saying? Hey, JuJu, that's why you my guy, yo. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you.
I ain't gonna lie to my nigga. He about cool 39, if it that. You gonna add a little 15 to that.
Yo, the only thing I say is appreciate this shit. Appreciate the shit talking. Appreciate all that shit because, you know what I'm saying? That's the love. Niggas talk to you in your language. They know you talk shit. You talk it back. That's the love. Even if it's a person like Amin, who just won't ever just say it just out of kind of his heart. He might talk a little shit to me today. I don't know. That's the love. Pause.
That's a fedora meme. Like what?
AKA you not getting told happy birthday, Jerv. hey, and that's still a happy birthday. That's just
Yes, that's it. That's all good.
I told you that your shoes was laced too tight the other day.
Hey, Doug, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate that, brother, because you know what I'm saying. Like, I'm not hip to the world. You know what I'm saying? So one thing I don't want to do is ever be out here and just look terrible. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't mind if I dress or if I wear the gear of someone my age or like someone who's into hip hop that I'm into and shit like that. However I dress. But one thing I can't do is I can't look washed. I can't look washed. And you said my laces was too tight. I promise you this, my brother. I loosened them bitches right the fuck up. I heard you loud and clear. It wasn't gonna have me out here looking like a poop putt.
Hey man, you posted them. You posted them proudly too. That's why I was sad. I was like, damn.
Because them shit's comfortable.
No, they
Were
good,
they choked
bro.
up? What were they?
Bro, they was choked up, bro. Them look
He
like
really
the Air
wanted
Jordan
ankle
15s that Reggie Miller wore, bro. Them motherfuckers was like this.
That nigga really was ankle support, dog.
Hey,
I was about to play ball.
speaking of
being
people out
cool.
here on the internet looking terrible, man, we got a toss up right here, bro. We got, you know what I'm saying,
Damn.
Shanique Moore, and then we got Travis Hunter. Now, Travis Hunter is at least a winner in it. Well, both of them winners. Shouts to them black men. They both winners they win in life, but they looking crazy. But for no reason. They don't have to look crazy. Craziness is a choice at this point for them, but for them brothers. So
I don't know if Travis is in the same category even.
yeah,
close to-
listen.
Meek Moore,
We
bro. You can't
all
put my nigga
have
in the same
listen.
bag.
We've all
Don't put
had
him in the same bag, bro.
no.
Don't
Hear
put
me out,
him in that
Jason.
bag.
Jason, hear me out. We've all had significant others before, or are in that situation, right? You don't have to post these people online. You don't have to speak for these people online. It is a choice. Your private life is your private life. This man is a public figure. It's people that's been famous for 30-some years and you don't know who their wife is. You don't know what they do. You don't know. Bro, if Savannah James didn't do that podcast, I wouldn't know shit about it. I don't even know her voice. I'm going to be honest.
I still don't know her voice.
I still don't know her voice.
And I actually heard it on accident. You know what I'm saying? So there's a choice. He over here, he had to explain that she black, that she mixed. He had to explain that she can listen to music. He had to explain that if she tired during his appearances, she should have a right to be able to get mad at him. Like, as resident unks of the internet, how can we help this young man? Because it's only gonna get worse. Because he's gonna get famous. He gonna crack in football. He gonna do what he gonna do. He gonna succeed. And that fame only gonna hit like crack in the 80s. So how can we help this young man navigate the internet?
I want to hear
It's way
Glasses
too much
first.
explaining.
I want to hear Glasses first.
Just gotta go through it, bro. Just gotta let him have it. That's his first little baddie. He don't know what to do. He'll figure it out. Just hopefully it don't make him a monster at the end.
Bro, when I heard that he would take her to parties and wait outside.
Yeah, that was close.
Is that real? Is that real or is
Yeah.
that just like
No,
the
she
internet
told
going
it.
crazy?
She told the
She said
story.
it.
Can,
Yeah, she said it.
can I
Hey,
just
it's cool. No, Jerv. It's cool if you don't want to go to the parties, but waiting outside.
but I just
Going
want to
home.
throw a little flag on the play, and I'm not necessarily speaking from experience, but sometimes people put extra seasoning on stories to make it seem like a nigga did a lot more. I can't see my man just going up there waiting for her to go inside.
But
And
why
party.
would she
I can
embarrass
see-
him like
Bro, I can
that?
see
She's
that
telling
shit.
the story, Jerv.
I can see him taking it to somewhere. She had to go holler at somebody real quick. She went in and hollered and he came back out. He didn't sit out there for like hours, yo. No, he did not.
I
yo.
think she said
Or like-
that. I think
Jerv,
she said
she
that.
Jerv.
I know
told the
niggas
story.
Just
like
because she
that,
said
bro.
it is true.
Yeah.
It looks like it.
He didn't
I mean,
refute it.
Why wouldn't you believe her type shit?
He
Like,
looks like it. He
she
look
ain't
like
known as a liar. She just
He's
known
all
as
right,
a
kid. He
do
just-
too much.
Listen, the feel for him is going to change, bro. The feel for him is going to change, and he'll meet women that are badder that probably are treating better. He'll be all right. It looked like he's doing. I never seen him play. This is like my first time. Imagine this like your first time in hearing him. Now, mind you, I never kept up with the Heisman Trophy. I'm not a football guy in that regard, so I don't know, especially not at college level. So this is my first time hearing about him, and this is how I'm hearing about him. But right now, the field is going to get bigger. Like, it's going to be way more women competing for his love. So I think he'll be fine. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care how sprung he may, feel now. Watch when some of this stuff that's about to come out. Like, he finna get some good work. She finna start looking like, you know what I mean? She finna start looking like crazy because it's the stuff that about to come his way. Like, JuJu know the stuff that come your way. Yeah, they finna compete. They're gonna be like, oh, no, like he gonna get some cooking with Kaya's. Like it's gonna be
if anything.
Shout out to Cooking with Kaya. She from Long Beach.
Cooking with
Oh, is she really?
Cooking
The
with
cream
Yeah.
gonna rise to the top,
Yeah.
bro. She like he said, she get goofy, bro. It's only so much goofier you can get with the spotlight on you at this point. So shit, bro, have fun with her. Like shit, I salute. Let them make a mistake. Remember we were 21. Old ass nigga talking about some bro, do this. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. Like the fuck out my business type shit. They don't have it for real. He ain't fucking up to the point where his life finna go down the drain.
What's gonna be crazy is to me is when them other dudes start trying to nab her behind him. You know how crappy is. I mean, dudes
that's
like,
it right there.
She's raggedy and I'm gonna break her.
Crazy.
You know what I mean? But the type of work is finna come his way. I think he'll be just fine. He finna get some real work coming his way. He gonna have to make some real decisions. We ain't gotta talk about this much longer. He won the high, right?
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
got
Like
players like Dre still run the game. Players like the big dogs, because they look, all the women know, bro. I ain't got nothing to say to these cameras. I ain't got nothing to say. I'm gonna hold you down, my nigga. You feel me? That's why they still thrive. She gonna learn.
Hey,
yeah, I feel like
they engaged right now.
Right, but I feel like they both young in the game, so she gonna.
Being engaged don't really mean much, brother.
I'm just saying she's learning like he's learning. Like she been around the block already in the music videos. She learning for sure because she's she's not on a Drea level yet. You know what I'm saying? I think she still
got to roll out
as her progress.
They are 21.
So
here's
saying she's go ahead, Amin.
Okay, here's the deal. This all started because if you guys remember, it all started because the nigga announced he's engaged, and mad niggas came out and said, "Don't get engaged yet, man. You about to get the da 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 da." Like that's how it started. So then, I guess in an effort to like, this goes back to what Trey said, like stop listening to the internet. In an effort to make everybody else feel better, it's like no, it's cool. I've known her since da 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 and da da. And the more he talked, the more like, yo, this sounds crazy. Yeah. Then she starts talking like, yo, this sounds really crazy. This is the only thing I'll say. Brother, if you get married, get that prenup.
Yep.
That's the only thing. But like going through all that stuff, he's got to like Glass said, he got to go through that stuff to understand some of it. But at the same time, Juju, I hear what you're saying. But if he had that kind of energy in him, we would have seen it already. That's what scares me. I don't think he has that. Like, shut the fuck up, old man. I know what I'm doing. Wasn't he that? Like, well, guys, you got to understand. She introduced me to Lil Wayne. I'm like, what are you doing, bro?
but I mean, I think he could be like more of a Russell Wilson type where it's like he comes in the game.
Even Russell Wilson's still not even going out like that. You seen his first wife, bro? No, we can't be playing Russ like that, bro.
She got to April 25th, man.
Hey.
We pushing it, Russell. But listen, he'll be all right.
What
man.
you mean? What about his first wife?
Hey, Russ way more player than that, bro.
Russell,
hey, Russ,
more player than what? He came in the game with the white wife.
Again, he had to learn. That's
what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You don't have to be the super playboy. I'm saying you could come in square and still find you a better
behind
square
the scenes
match.
Energy is terrible. You niggas
bro,
don't know
you remember that picture though? Remember that picture of Russell Wilson getting drafted and how his girl was looking? That goofy ass is somewhere. That's
all I'm saying. Right, it reminded me of that. Because remember when Travis was doing the Heisman and Deion had to bump old girl to get up? Like
exactly.
So I think that's what I saw in my mind. I was like, oh, this reminds me of the Russell Wilson situation where he came in with the girl who was tricky during the draft, and then he was like, okay. We married because he was married to that chick. And then he was like, I could still get a better square partner that's going, what I'm saying? Match
what if he gave her some paper?
All right. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure he did. But listen, at the end of the day, think about this. If you were married first and then you get home, like you married young and then your career just go, how do you handle that? Because I seen that with D-Wade too. I remember D-Wade was on.
His wife was.
True. But I'm just saying, if you was in that situation, you got married 23, and then shit just start going crazy for you. Like, you got access to everything.
As long as you got a real nigga beside you. That's why I say she really. I think the opposite a little bit. Besides what Glasses say, because once she get around an NBA player with that really like those folks she really watch on TV and shit, that's gonna be her test. But I think outside of that, bro, she been put on notice. She gonna be at her best behavior. She got real niggas, her uncles in her ear at this point. Hey, whoa, hey, nigga. You fuck up the
You
goddamn
about-
family
You about to mess up the bread.
Right.
And the type of work that's finna come his way.
That's exactly it.
Like coming to America. It's gonna be like coming to the women coming like whatever you like
Whatever you like.
Whatever you like.
You know what I'm
Smart
saying?
like a dog, bitch.
She gonna have to get right. You know what I mean? It's gonna get crazy. So I feel like it's been a lot of energy into it. You know what I mean? He obviously a little young dude. It's happening for him. Be all right. It's finna happen. He finna get she finna maybe at one time when he met her, she might have been the baddest thing his eyes ever set on. So I respect that, this might have been the best thing he ever saw. That's over. It's finna be some stuff now.
If he gets drafted to New York.
By the way, for New York, if he gets drafted to Green Bay.
No. I'm just saying that like he might be overwhelmed if he goes to like certain cities, yo. Like if he's acting like this now, he goes to certain cities, he might be overwhelmed.
I mean, it's his work in Green Bay.
I know. That's what I'm telling Jerv. I'm telling Jerv, like, I think it's like New York and Miami. Like, no, bro, dude, it's like
the type of people that's been preparing to meet somebody like him. She finna have some real competition. So whether she go get it together or not, they already in his inbox. They already sending him. By the way, already sending him attachments. He looks
good.
Hold up.
No manners. Good around your mom and dad. Get your grill. Get Christmas gifts. All the
behavior that he and her have exhibited right now in this brief moment of actual fame. It's open season because every gold digger, every like girl who's that I don't know, I'm gonna call them gold diggers. Every girl that's looking for that kind of guy sees that as open season. She just created more competition for herself by trying to make herself sound cool. Exactly. Oh man, I made him wait outside. Oh man, he was lame. I didn't even talk to him. Oh man, you doing all this? All these other girls are thinking like, oh, all I gotta do is be nice to this dude.
You don't know what you got.
So Dre over here low key salivating. Dre like, damn, how can I?
This is gonna work.
You sick with throwing her in the mix, man.
I mean, we know she's an all-time. She's a Hall of Famer. Why wouldn't she trying to get another ring?
Her protege, Dre, a protege out there like, Birdman, man.
Yo, popping out another one, bro. That's generational.
I'm really worried about him and even the marriage and all that stuff, bro. She's finna have to get it together, or she gonna realize it's some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like she'll be like, she ain't gonna be able to act like that with nobody else. Like they might give her some ping, but they ain't finna get nothing else. Like this boy love you, so she either gonna make some hard decisions. But trust me, the resumes are in his inbox. They're in his DM. Tell me his resume stack got to be crazy.
You know how people say like talk nice to me or don't talk at all. Like it's a stupid ass saying. I hate when people say that shit. But in this case, literally talk nice to him because there's a line out the door that's ready to talk nice, man.
They already there, man. That resume stack got to be. I can't even imagine his attachments.
You gotta get Indeed. You gotta get like or what's this shit called? ZipRecruiter.
Booking dot. Yeah, goddamn it.
ZipRecruiter is crazy. ZipRecruiter. Yo, so Shamik Moore, man, moving right along.
Oh, man, goddamn, man. Now that's the one, man.
This the first nigga to get lit off Spiderman. Like I'm talking about nigga for real. How you? Right? Yeah, and Raekwon, bro.
None of this until y'all put it in the chat, bro. I had the realization the whole backwards way, bro. Let the people know the story if I get my shit.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Jerv.
Okay. So the guy who voices Miles Morales / Spider-Man in the animated Spider-Man movies, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, like all that stuff, like the movies have done very well, very popular.
Raekwon,
like, he did great. He played Raekwon in the Wu-Tang series. Like he's got himself a career going here. So years ago, I guess when one of these Spider-Man movies came out, Haley Stanfield, who plays Spider-Gwen in the movie, like they doing the press tour together, and this nigga acting a little too comfortable. And she's like, she's kind of like icing him. Which, to be honest with you, if I was him, I would be like, yeah, man, we just trying to sell the movie. I'm not. What are you talking about? I'm not actually trying. This is my coworker. Just lie, man. But anyway, so she got married or engaged or whatever to my man from the Bills, Josh Allen. So the internet dug up them old videos to kind of like, oh man, you trying to holler at her now she got married to this dude. Instead of just being like, instead of A, ignoring it, or B, being like, yo, I'm happy for her. Yo, this is my coworker, we're friends from the thing. This nigga is gonna post a video of him with some other chick. Like, oh, I'm good. I already got something else going on too. Well, this chick turns out, thank you, Jason Madison, for sharing this video. This chick went on TikTok, and Jason, you take it from here.
Well, okay, so there's obviously other wrinkles and layers to this that I've been following for the duration. So in addition to that, during the press, like people have been talking about this since the press tour. So when he did the press tour with her, it was like noted, you know what I'm saying? Like he was taking it too far. Like I feel what you're saying to me, but I think like they had made a deal of this. And so when the day she got engaged to Josh Allen, he actually posted a tweet saying like some weird shit, like there's other fish in the sea or some type of shit.
Why?
Yeah, so that's what actually
He's too locked into the character, my nigga.
Yeah. So that's actually what started this. And people was like, yo, bro, you are really on some weirdo shit. And then a couple days later, he posted a video with him and Lauren Harrier with, I don't know what the song that was playing, but some song playing where he's standing next to her. Some fan or somebody had asked for a photo of them when they was out at some event. And he's standing next to her trying to look like she's his arm candy. And she's just playing a role because, you know, kind of like what you're saying. I mean, like we just outside, we're actors. We're just, you know, in the public. So we got to act as such. So she's just doing her job, basically. He's trying to take it to the internet and make it look like now that Haley's gone, this is who I was really after, or this is my next look. Like, look at me. And so he posts a video. Of course, people start commenting. And then Lauren posts a TikTok eating some pho, saying she's engaged. She shows her engagement ring and says, look, I reached out to Shamik. She doesn't say his name. She said, I reached out to him and told him to take the video down. I don't like my name being played with like that. I'm in a relationship. I don't want nobody to be thinking anything that I'm stepping out of my relationship or I'm doing anything outside of that. Like, please take this video down.
Also, Jason, she said the video was a year old.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It wasn't even like from this week.
Right. Please take this video down. And he didn't. And so then she proceeds to say, that's fucking weird. You're a fucking weirdo. And
hey, and when you get called a weirdo,
especially in LA,
man, especially by a pretty, beautiful, known woman, like that's the worst death sentence you could possibly have. Like,
that's why you got to come back on that gangster shit and drop that BOMM. Get right to it. Redeem yourself.
There's nothing you can really do. So
drop that what?
Drop that BOMM. Redeem yourself.
The BOMM is crazy.
You gotta go all the way there because you gotta salvage. You gotta salvage the effort publicly.
Man, I gotta use Grok today, man, and ask Glasses and type in Glasses Malone dropping BOMM.
So then he posts a video a couple days later with a fake apology.
There's more?
You didn't see the video? Oh, pull up the video. Pull up the video.
I don't.
You don't have it, bro.
I don't even know what video you talking about.
Just look up Shamik Moore apology. Just look it up real quick.
Don't it really matter though? Like, why are we?
Right.
I think the more the story, like, bro, because most niggas in the world, like most of my homegirls, they would have kept it like cool with the fuck nigga, like, bro, fuck it, post a picture of me in my life, bro. You know how lame a nigga got to be for holding one some straightening publicly, just in case niggas get the bro. He got to be.
You don't want to be nothing attached to him.
Right.
Nothing.
That shit told me everything I need to know.
Hey,
bro.
this nigga done been Spiderman. This nigga done been Rican. This nigga done had his own movie Dope, and you still don't want to be attached to this nigga. You,
bro. She even said in the video, she said, I know my publicist ain't even gonna fuck with it. She sacrificed some shit for her career because that's real, bro. Sometimes you say some shit, it may not be Shamik himself, but his representation's like powerful enough to get him to roll a Spiderman. So they might fuck with little bro just that much, so much so that they don't like how you try to trash they goddamn artists on the internet. So 10 years from now, when the Matrix goddamn triple reloaded come out and you was cast to be the main bitch. Now, yeah, I remember you. What's up, little sis? Yeah, Shamik got he auditioning too today. You might want to clear out.
Hey, just,
but no, then they
bro,
they put up other tweets too though of him saying some weird shit. Like he said some shit like girls in the gym be really trying to get it, and some other shit.
Oh man. Hey Jason.
What?
Yo. I appreciate you, bro, because you be knowing all the motherfucking ins
and
and
the nigga
outs,
not on Twitter.
all this shit, and you not even around. Like that's crazy, yo. Shout out to you, dog. You be knowing,
man.
J Fed. Start calling nigga J Fed.
Nah, don't play like that.
Don't do that.
Don't do me like that.
That's $2, Trey, bro. That's
my bad. Here,
don't do that.
Damn, man, I'm paying the fine,
bro. We got the video, Jerv. We got the video.
Oh yes, I'm sorry. I got you.
Nigga just gave a whole speech. I got what he was there for.
I wouldn't even.
Oh shit.
Public. You know, it's really the fan fiction, man. It's the commentary. It's that's what's fucking weird, you know. No harm. I mean, no harm. I have no ill intent. You know, it's about art for me. You know, the video had the aesthetic of the song. You know, that's it. Wasn't insinuating no relationship. You know, I apologize for the misunderstanding. I do.
Man.
and then goes to delete his entire existence off the internet.
I mean, shit, bro. Apologize. I feel like it was shit. Case closed.
Yeah. Hey, that's what I said. It might be more freaky ass shit on his timeline that he just brought to the attention on accident. So he just had to clean slate.
Yeah, you're right.
There's not people he could just pay to do that real quick. To just get that all off. Like
I don't know if that's how it works.
That's not how it works. Oh, okay. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a freaky ass nigga on social media like that too. I don't have these famous people problems.
Right. I don't know, bro. Moving right along. This nigga getting vibed up, whoever that is. Fat Joe, bro. Can we pull up the fucking Fat Joe comments, bro? He was going off, by the way. Glasses, I want you to weigh in on this because you actually sell records. I don't, so I can't. JuJu sell records too, by the way. Y'all go download the shit. And Jason, you got something on streaming?
It is.
Go run this shit up. But Fat Joe made some comments on a interview about Black Americans, which is
not about Black Americans.
That's an interesting. You said what?
You're talking about someone specific. You're talking about specific people. We're not talking about Black people in general.
This is my first time seeing that.
These rumors were made by radical Black racists. Let's just say that.
It's more than one.
It's a group of these guys that don't want to hear Jamaican, don't want to hear Guyanese, they don't want to hear a Black guy that ain't down with them. Right? So their job is to criticize anybody who don't look like them or who ain't Black American.
Who are these guys?
You want me to say a name? We're going to give them too much clout. I mean, the FBA, Foundational Black Authority, whoever the fuck these broke niggas is. I'm just keeping it a buck. And their shit is to attack everybody on Twitter. You see this nigga who run them? Like, your leader? Oh, man, you got to be fucking kidding me, man. And so they trying to change the narrative. They're not from New York.
Right.
So they telling a whole nother story. This was whoopity doop wop. Yo, bro. These rumors were made by radical black racist. Let's just say
Can
that.
black people be racist?
Okay. It's a group of these guys.
We got this.
Don't want to hear.
We got it, Jerv. I feel like a comedian. Cut the music, yo.
I kind of need a little bit of help trying to explain what he was saying because I was listening, but I ain't really get it.
So this is a conversation, Ju, because where they've been talking about the origins of hip hop. It's a huge debate going on about hip hop being Black American culture. Tariq Nasheed has this movement. He's a brother that did Hidden Colors. He has like these dope documentaries. He's a pretty sharp teacher. And he created a movement called Foundational Black American to represent the space of the descendants of American slavery. And he also is a really dope filmmaker. So he did a documentary on hip hop, tracing the hip hop, lineage back to the beginning and different people. And Fat Joe was one of the people saying Puerto Ricans were at the beginning of hip hop. And they started hip hop with Black people. And that kind of causes really big debate. And it's really simple. It's a nuance, right? Hip hop is street urban culture, and it started in New York. So Black people pretty much influence all of street urban culture for the most part. So naturally, they say Black American culture started hip hop. And it's true to some degree. But, all the people that I talked to, they said there were Puerto Rican people there, just not their culture at the beginning. And so they've been going back and forth arguing about it probably for like a year. It's really a silly argument, but for the sake of it, I definitely don't like the idea of Fat Joe calling Black people racist. That's just like you're tone deaf. Like that's probably, and I get what he's saying because the FBA following can be a bit, they could be a bit over the top sometimes. But again, it's a bunch of people who feel like they've been ignored for years and years and years. And you got to be conscious of what's happening to Black people in America. I don't care if you Puerto Rican or any other, you got to know what's going on in this country. And you got to understand what separates the plight for people here. Especially that, that were on these plantations right here. Because, everybody, even Puerto Rican people were on plantations, at one time. But this specific land. So the way I feel, I don't like him using that term, radical Black racist. It's a bit much. They can't pretty much impose their way of life on anyone except a tweet. And when you start using that term, comparing them, this would be the weakest form of racism or, racism in the history of racism. So I probably wouldn't use that term, but it's really an argument that's just played out and lame, And it's like, it's not that serious, but, this is where they at with it, I guess.
And that's what I was saying. That's what I would say on the other side. Also about Tariq Nasheed, just in short for everybody, he's one of the few people that I've ever blocked on Twitter. So I don't fuck with that nigga. That nigga be doing hella lame, goofy ass shit on a consistent basis. So
I like Tariq a lot. You know what I mean? I think some people in this, in the movement could be a bit obnoxious, but there's nothing wrong with wanting to be heard. But I like Tariq a lot. I think he's one of the better filmmakers. He got some different tactics for sure, but I respect the motivation, and what it represents. It's not always carried out in a way that Glasses Malone would do it, but for sure, I respect what they're trying to accomplish, and I respect making sure that people, that were just, slaves on this land get their different things that they've contributed to this thing we call America. I think that's
and I feel delineating between Black Americans and other, nationalities, but the way that niggas go about that shit is just goofy as hell. And it's just like
polarizing for sure.
Yeah. So
I really like Tariq a lot. Again, I don't think I agree with all of his methods, but I love what he does. I love what he represents, and I love him as a filmmaker. So, I fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? But I also get Fat Joe's complaint. I just think that the argument is really silly. yes, Puerto Rican people were at the beginning of hip hop, but again, they were emulating a culture pretty much in a language that people right there created that pretty much all of those people were black. You know what I mean? So yes, Puerto Rican people was at the beginning of hip hop, but just not the culture of Puerto Rican people.
So there's a lot of shit going on. Number one, black people can't be racist. In order to be racist, you have to have some sort of power over the system.
Amen.
In order to black people can be prejudiced. Prejudice is not the same as racism.
Even bigots,
right? Yeah, bigotry, prejudice is different from racism, right? If I'm like, I don't want to buy my groceries from a Korean, that's prejudice, that's bigotry. If I have the power to make it so that nobody Korean can even have a shop in my neighborhood, that's racism, right? In terms of like the laws, in terms of I'm the landowner and I can choose who I rent to, not rent to. Those are the systems of racism. So that's why Joe's wrong. But what Joe's talking about is something that I think is really interesting. And I as someone who grew up in New York, I know this because when I tell you, like, first of all, in many inner city neighborhoods in New York, Puerto Ricans and black people and Dominicans, and it was all mixed in. It's not like, I get the feeling LA is very segregated. That the Mexicans over there. It's not. Is it mixed?
Nah, okay. We locked in.
The Mexicans.
Again, hold up. Just like New York, because as somebody like I went and studied all of this and to New York and really got to feel there are really poor people, Puerto Rican people that move right into where black people came into the, in New York. But then there are certain parts of New York where they're just all Puerto Rican. If you take your ass in there, you're going to experience racism. Well, that's the same thing in Los Angeles. Like there's the homies that grew up with us, and then there's the homies that grew up outside of us, and you could go over there and get a hard time. So I think the gray area is the problem. Like if you've never really been to New York, if you've never really been to LA, you just kind of have this outside perspective. And like you saying, even with New York, it's like, of course, Puerto Rican people were there at the beginning. It's just the culture. It is street urban culture. So
right. I guess what I'm saying is like the culture was a lot more aligned 70s, 80s, 90s to Puerto Ricans of a certain age, right? The culture was which is hip hop. You talk about hip hop being a young art form, right? Where it was created by teenagers in essence, right? And so all these people existed and were, we're just there together and sharing a lot of cultural elements. And I'm sharing a lot of, I'm not.
Amin sharing a lot of culture. And I think that's kind of, and forgive me, but that's where the problem is. It wasn't really a share of culture. Like it was one way that these specific people behave, started by black people, poor black people in New York. They created the language, the lingo, everything. And then people came in and started doing it. But everybody, it was one specific culture. That's why, like, it's like when you say, and I don't mean to, forgive me, because it's something that I've been really
go ahead.
But it's like culture is like, it's like when we say black culture is soul food. Like black culture is American slave culture. It's not black culture. Like every black person in America was not a slave. So I think that becomes the real thing when you start to kind of identify it in this way. Even though 99.9% of black people in America, were the slaves, every black person wasn't a slave. So it's a very simple thing that is kind of made too simple. Whereas like we will say soul food is black culture, and it's not every black person's culture. It's a specific type of black person's culture in America. Just like hip hop, it's not a general thing. It's not like everybody speaks the language, the lingo of Bronx or Queens, New York. Everybody in New York didn't talk like them, specific people. The Crazy Legs and the Disco King Mario and all the brothers at the beginning. Everybody didn't talk like that. And there were a ton of other cultures around that didn't partake in it. You know what I'm saying? So I think the issue is when we kind of simplify it, you know what I'm saying? And we try to say, okay, here it is. But again, I'm with you in the sense that there are certain things early that got added to the culture. It just happened to be the culture created by Black Americans here, and then that's what it is.
Right. I guess my thing is it's not either a something that was adopted down the line, like way down the line, nor was it, and this is an important part. This is the part where I feel like younger people don't understand this. And I say this as a joke a lot, but there's an element of truth. All through my high school years and everything, Puerto Rican people, Puerto Rican kids my age, all dressed, talked, got cuts like us. They listened to the same music. It was like you might just go home and talk in Spanish to your mom or your abuela, but that was it. And then reggaeton came out, and that's when everything changed. The niggas all grew their hair out.
This is kind of right around when they first came, like when the first was the Great Migration in New York. Like, so they did have communities, based off studying, they did have communities set up separately, but then there are the people who move right in the fold of where what we would call the ghetto in the Bronx or in the ghetto in Brooklyn, they moved smack dead in it, and then they just integrated themselves into the current culture. But then there are, Puerto Rican people, Cuban people that moved into New York, and then they moved into their own communities, and they start creating. They never let go of their culture coming from where they came from. So again, it's like a lot of nuance.
Some of them never let go, and some of them almost like rediscovered like roots. Like how like some black people go to Ghana.
When that reggaeton comes, they're like, oh, I got
some black people go to Ghana and come back wearing dashikis and listening to Afro beats and shit. Like it's the same thing for them. These people heard reggaeton and it was like, oh,
this makes sense. Hey,
yeah. Right. Or now we got our own thing. We don't have to like tag along onto this.
That's a good point, man. I never thought that could be what they call it when all the black people, the great white flight, when people leave. That's what happened in hip hop. They like, oh, this is bad.
Let me ask y'all this, and Amin, I mean everybody could obviously chime in, because this is the other part of the argument that he was making that I've seen a lot in regards to Afro beats, Tyler in particular, but in regards to the argument of Kamala Harris, even Jamaicans and other non U.S. blacks, right, not being considered black. I mean, like, did you encounter this growing up, and what was your experience, and how do you think about it now? Like, even Red Alert, I think he's part Jamaican. So this I think is another central part of the argument that people was trying to make.
Yeah, man. Like, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I definitely never in New York. Never experienced it. I went to college in Atlanta. Never like every time people just ask me, "Yo, do you have Indian in you?" That was their whole thing because my hair was kind of wavy or whatever. That was it though. Like I was, you okay? Where's Sudan? All right, whatever. And that was it. Like there's nothing. No, I'm gonna tell you all of this stuff. It sounds crazy and it sounds like an old man. It's all internet driven, man. This idea that now also there's a part of it. It's a two-way street. It's not just like black people talk about you chattel. They call them chattel
slavery.
Unless your descendants were descendants of slavery, then you can't have anything to do with this culture. That's one way, but the other way coming back is you got like the African immigrants, the Caribbean immigrants coming here and saying like, "Oh, I'm not black" or whatever, like doing that shit, like
and that's been my point of Amin and Jay. Like, it's a lot of gray area. Like that's why I'm saying like that. This is kind of been something I've been driving for like the last 7 years. Like that's why I keep saying hip hop is street urban culture. Our urban has been synonymous with black because we took over urban areas like in the 60s and 70s. But remember before, like, we don't want to admit white people been thugging in these streets long before we thought about thugging in these streets. So there are some people that have been thugging in these streets. So, we took over the street scene. So as hip hop being a reflection of street urban culture, we were the stars of the scenes at that point. So I think it is a nuanced conversation. It is a lot of gray area because there are people that move right into this country. They came right into the Bronx, right into the heart, the thick of things, the Bronxdale projects, and they started living like people lived in the Bronxdale projects. But there are people who came to the Bronxdale projects, right, and decided to like keep their culture. They decided to keep, if they came from Puerto Rico, it's like, oh, we're gonna keep it Puerto Rican. We not on that shit that these locals are on. So it's a lot of gray area in this conversation. But again, because to me, what drives it, and the thing I get what Jason is talking about, there are people, you know, that's driving it that has a sense of entitlement. That's a big thing to me too. Like there's a sense of entitlement because you are, you know, this, or you feel, oh, hip hop, I'm innately hip hop because I'm black. And it's way tougher than that. If you don't know what it represents, if you don't really get it, you know, even like with gangbanging, bro, it's while the Spades was creating what we call hip hop, you know, obviously the older homies was creating what we call Crippin' and Blood. It's both of them are two cultural movement. One is not based off art. The other one is, you know, based off the art. So at that time, black, you know, urban communities were overtaken by black people, and our culture in those streets started to dominate, and we created these global phenomenons, right? Crippin' and Blood and hip hop. So
yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say like the beyond the entitlement you're talking about, like that you're just kind of like by birthright, someone has that, whatever. The other part of it, when you talk about street and urban, is also the specifically the black experience. And what's the number one hallmark of the black experience? It's that the system, the racist system, whether it's law enforcement, whether it's the job market, whether it's whatever, they don't give a shit about anything. Like, you know, the whole joke, the Malcolm X thing where he said, what do you call a black man with a PhD and 2 master's degree driving a Mercedes Benz in a nice neighborhood? And it said, a nigga.
They call him nigga, yeah.
Because like the idea is like the system doesn't give a shit about any of your. Oh, actually, let me tell you my nuance back. Like, so,
but I'm gonna tell you something that's important, and this is kind of something that I created myself personally. So there's the experience of black people in America. The problem is a lot of people can have that experience once you got past slavery. A lot of people could. That's why I say experience is the way people treat you, right? A lot of people that came to America got treated like niggas past slavery. Now, slavery, yes, only one group of people for the most part, maybe 0.1% of the Irish, but most people in America didn't get treated like black people in America. They wasn't enslaved. It just wasn't the same thing.
Right.
So the experience past that point can be passed on. Like I watch Mexican homies from the neighborhood, like from the same gang that I'm from, get mistreated by the police all the time. So they got the experience. Culture is how you treat each other. It's how you treat the person next to you. And that's why hip hop to me is not an experience. It don't get me wrong, they have songs about the experience, but it's really about how you talk to the next person that's next to you. It's how the food you and this person share. Culture is more about the get down. How do we dress? How do we relate? So the experience of being black is how people treat you. The culture of being black is how you treat other people. And that's where you know, hip hop is more about culture, and you have to delineate it. You have to separate it because it's a lot of people. You be in a what they call it, the oppression Olympics, arguing with people about how they've been treated in America. You know what I'm saying? So you got to focus on the culture of, because hip hop is very much a culture. It's a way you treat other people. It's not about how people treat you, even though the songs can relay the experience. You know what I'm saying? And we have to focus on the culture, and that's what I loved about hip hop. When I met older brothers from the Spades, and before that, honestly, I mean, I didn't feel like I belonged. I felt like I was way too like over the top, bro. Like I used to feel like man, like I'm way too street for this. Until I met them older brothers from the Black Spades in the Bronx. These brothers was in their 60s at the time. And they was like, nah, bro, this is made for people like you. I remember people used to tell me hip hop was this really positive, and then I got to meet Crazy Legs, who is a Puerto Rican brother. He was like, nah, G, like we was all stick up kids. Right. You know what I mean? Like, so I realized it was something that them brothers from New York created for people from the ghetto to express their plight in life, how to artistically, you know, do things and be fresh. And it was like, take pride in poverty, because that's all hip hop and gangbanging is. It's taking pride in a level of poverty that people wanted you to feel ashamed of. So when they made me feel like it belonged to me, it really made a big difference. And that's
how
why
old were you when that happened?
Important. Huh?
How old were you when that happened?
I was 30. This happened 9 years ago. So I was probably 35. Yeah, I didn't, because when I first came in hip hop, bro, like I used to get shunned, bro. Like Glass is way too street. Glass is actually a real, drug dealer. Glass is actually a real gang member. In my mind, everybody lived like this. This is how everybody. I didn't think there were places where black people lived that they wasn't doing street shit. I never experienced a place like that. Like even it didn't matter where it's at until when I was meeting the brothers from hip hop, like all the legends, shit, they used to be like, man, this nigga just too crazy. And I'm like, I'm not even on that time. But to them, they was like, oh my God, this nigga, like John Gotti himself walked in the room, and that's how you could get treated. So I didn't know that I had a place in it. It wasn't really right. The people were more, like the fans and the consumers were more inviting to me, but my colleagues or the legends or the gods of this, it wasn't like that as a whole. It wasn't until I got to the Bronx, bro, and talked to them dudes, the Eric B's and different other people, that they was like, nah, bro, this is for you. That's what made me change how I felt about what this thing was. And that is a big reason why I started to learn the history of it and what it represented, not just claim it because, oh, I'm black and I'm from the ghetto, but really started like, hey, this is something special. Like Crippin, same thing. Like if you, from the outside looking in, if you look at Crippin and Blood, and you would look at it like, oh, you got to steal purses. But when you look at, why Raymond Washington, why Craig Craddock, why did Tookie and certain people create this movement, you could see the pain and the struggle and the desire for camaraderie to make something of themselves. And that's what hip hop was as an art as well. It was to make the best out of a circumstance. So it's really like that conversation. I don't like it, because it's really driven. Okay. Like I love the fact Tariq is making sure Black American people get their credit for that struggle. And that's important too. But I also don't like that, we're in a movement where we already got to deal with some level of people not liking none of us, but instead preaching to teach people how they should treat other people is, to me, the goal. The goal is like, okay, if you come into this country, this is how we treat each other. Like that's what culture is supposed to do. It's supposed to teach people how to treat each other. So I think that's the focus, man. And I don't want to drive this point, but it's so, Jay, for real, bro. It mean a lot to me.
I feel you, bro. I mean, listen, this is quietly one of the most important topics to me. I like if you look at my Instagram and just the way I always move. I went to Marcus Garvey, bro. So you know what I'm saying. I'm from South Central. I went to Marcus Garvey. I'm about all of this like Black culture. The screenplay I've been working on for the last 6-7 years is called Black American Genius. You know what I'm saying? So I've been about Black American culture and, like promoting that and making that something that people understand that there is a difference, from Black Americans and everybody else. But I think that the divisiveness in which the way that it's presented to people is kind of antithetical to what hip hop is. Like hip hop is an inclusive art form. That's part of the beauty of it, is that we have an Eminem, we have a Pitbull, we have everybody, Scott Storch, whoever, who are huge contributors to the culture, and we don't look at them any differently from the main guys.
I think they're huge contributors to the art of it. But again, the culture of it.
Right. No, right. To the art. No, what you're saying is correct. And that is kind of part of the thesis of what I try to get at, right? And why I love Dot and why I love a lot of our Nip and a lot of our LA artists, because, it's funny how people hate on LA music and all of that stuff, but like we really get, to me, to the core of what I think the thesis of the hip hop shit is and of Black culture is, and presenting it and refining it, and I love what we're able to do. Not saying New York doesn't as well. I mean, obviously Wu-Tang and everything.
When I tell you, it's almost unbelievable when you think of the formation of hip hop is at the exact same time the West is formating Crips and Bloods. Yeah. And I know Crips and Bloods has this really negative stigma, but it's not quite that. Like, yes, just like hip hop has some things that the world consider is negative, but you see the things that what's advertised more is the things that make it great. But there was a time, remember, you know, I mean, hip hop was under the knife. They was going through it. People wasn't receptive to them brothers and what they were creating. It did not happen smooth. It was not no easy transition. There was R&B artists that legit wouldn't work with people from this particular style of culture and creation. So it's the same thing here. And you could really see Black people in America start to have a different pride in their poverty as it comes into the late 60s, 70s, and 80s on both coasts. You know what I mean, of the United States.
But and it's all based in community, right? Which is another great element of hip hop. And it's funny, I was watching the Aaron Rodgers thing with the ayahuasca retreat and all that. And it's funny, like you see all these people doing these things, paying thousands of dollars, going out of their way to basically have a cipher. You know what I'm saying? Like his whole retreat is like people in a circle playing instruments, speaking their mind, you know, getting into their, you know, their conscious and subconscious thoughts. And I'm like, this is just a glorified cipher. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what we do. And it comes natural to us. It's innate, you know, and that's what we try to promote. But because of the commodification of everything and you know how the world works, it gets away from what it's really about. So
that's the other thing I want to hit on, whether we talk about any of these people who talk in these kind of conversations. The part that makes it why I said like social media really exacerbates it is because what happens is the people are doing things. There are people who are sincerely having a conversation like we're having right here, and then there are people who got agendas, and their whole agenda is just to muck things up. Like they're trying to take advantage, and they're trying to rally up a certain base of people, and like to me, that's the thing that I really find upsetting is that like, oh, you're not even being sincere right now. You're literally just starting shit.
Nah. And you know, again, Tariq is a very polarizing figure. You know what I mean? He does a lot of polarizing things, but the gist of his information, he does the work for it. You know, I respect that. I respect he always does the work for the information. He goes into places to get the information, to pull it out. You know, he tells a story no different than the Bible. You know what I mean? They find a way to tell the story that fits exactly where they're driving a point. But I respect that he does the work. And there was something specifically Fat Joe said in that piece where it's like, you're not from New York. You know what I mean? But it's like
that's hey, now that's a different conversation, but that's a strong thing among older people in New York. Is like this is our shit.
Remember,
y'all learned it from us.
Like he went to New York to get the information. So again, it's like it's like I don't think either. Again, it's Fat Joe, bro. Like it's you know what I mean. Fat Joe is from the specific area. You know what I'm saying? He's just another generation down. But it's a really petty debate that really doesn't matter. There is nothing at the other end of it. It's obvious that 99.9% of the people, the culture of it was started by poor Black people. That's an undeniable thing. But again, that's not the point. And I think we spend so much time trying to, and to me, it's people who really have no business wanting to claim it in the first place. They don't even come from that type of environment, that type of connection. So I think the goal is to make sure, you know, we just teach people how to treat people. This is how we treat people, and this is how you should treat people. That's what hip hop is. It's a cultural movement of how to treat people and artistically express yourself. I thank God for it every day. On 7th Street Crib, it saved my life. Like it really saved my life, bro. I'm not somebody that grew up wanting to see a rapper. I didn't see a rapper was like, oh, I want to do that too. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not, I never felt that way. So when hip hop happened for me, when I found this way to express myself, you know what I mean, and put it together, like I was in the middle of selling drugs every day, getting in bullshit every day, all that. And they told me like, yo, this was made to save your life. And it's like, that's the thing. You know what I mean? We get so caught up on a bunch of dumbass shit. It's like, bro, this shit legit saved a nigga from something that some niggas in the Bronx, in New York, you know what I mean? Whether, I don't care if it's Brooklyn, Queens, some New York City niggas made an art form that saved a nigga 3,000 miles away their life. That's the fucking point. You know what I mean? And I don't think it should matter. You know what I mean? We spending a lot of fucking time about something that don't fuck. It saved my motherfucking life. Like nigga, that's it. That's it.
Well, speaking of not wanting to be like a rapper, man, did y'all see this little baby interview where he said he lost $8 or $9 million in one day gambling?
I'm gonna say it like this. I don't know how much anybody makes. It's not like sports where we know how much Charles Barkley made.
Right.
And so he said he lost $1 million in like 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, we could do the math and be like, yeah, that nigga's got it like that. I don't know how much this man makes, but it did remind me of, remember the guy that said he turned down a scholarship?
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, how much the scholarship worth? Like $3.5 million, like to be in the band, to be in the marching band, scholarship in college. Like it just doesn't add up. But man, I don't know. Maybe he got money like that.
No, I don't think he was lying. And honestly, it might have been more than that if we keeping it funky. Like from the just how niggas move, like, you know, that's one of his stories too about how he came up, is that he was a gambler. Like he shot dice, he would make, you know, $250,000 in a day or whatever. Like he's a D-boy, you know, so he comes from that. And you know, when you're the top rapper, like the walkthrough money, the feature money, the show money that you get, and that you could the type of shit you could clock in a day is crazy. You know what I'm saying? So niggas is walking up to you with $1 million, $500,000. Yo, come do this verse. You know what I'm saying? Like he's in Atlanta, so it's not out of the realm of. And again, the tail end of the story is, which is funny. He's saying, I had Michael Rubin call all the casinos and tell them not to let me in. So if you read between the lines, and I don't want to get too much into it, it's like you got a billionaire who's your homie who wants to be down and cool. That could also be a source of, you know what I'm saying? Oh man, loan me or let me hold, you know what I'm saying? So he's also in a position, in a circle of, he can generate income through pretty much any means possible. You know what I'm saying? So I don't put it out of the specter of possibility. If you're one of the top rappers in the game, you could generate $1 million fairly easily, you know? So yeah, he probably did that. He probably did that shit.
I mean, that's crazy. I mean, if y'all tell me, I'm like, yeah, it just sounds like that $8 million.
No,
it's probably a little bit extra on it, but he lost some money. You ain't lying about that.
Right.
Ain't a little extra on there. Extra. But the point is, he's telling you he lost a lot of money. That's the point.
Right. And having a nigga call the casinos, like that means you know you got some issues. You having somebody else like, hey man, I need you to hold my credit card for me, man. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a tough week.
He lost some money for sure. Little baby gambling. He ain't playing. That nigga's a real gambler. So
yeah,
I think he telling you he had a problem. He needed to solve a problem. That's for real with this gambling shit.
$8 million. Good Lord.
Atlanta niggas low key is some gambling niggas, man. Culturally, they some gambling niggas, dog. They will gamble your ass. They will gamble you, boy. They will gamble you. They gonna gamble with you.
Right.
I shot dice with some Atlanta niggas one time, man. That dice game lasted 3 hours. I was like, oh man, I'm gone, bro. Y'all niggas. Because I'm from Watts, so we got a gambling culture that's like that, but I'm not part of it. Atlanta really is some gambling niggas. They will gamble your ass. I was watching this show on Peacock and Fight Hype, and it was all about gambling, but they made it about a bunch of other shit. It was like them niggas robbed the dice game. Dice game had a bunch of money, millions of dollars. Like $1 million. So, you know, Atlanta, they ain't gonna play on no fight.
Hold on. $1 million dice game?
No, so it was like, you got to watch it. It's based off a real story that happened in Atlanta. It's a really good show on Peacock. It's called Fight Night, the $1 Million Heist. It's about when Muhammad Ali had got somewhat suspended from boxing. Yeah, he got suspended from boxing for 3 years because they called it draft dodging, but they stripped him of his title. 3 years later, he finally makes his way back to boxing. He's going to fight this white man that's from actually California, from Bellflower. And they have the fight in Atlanta. And Atlanta is not the Atlanta we know today. It's on the verge of being the Atlanta we know today. It's still the South, you know what I mean? And them crackers was something else. You know what I mean? So they have the fight there, and it tells a story of Muhammad Ali's fight there, police who was a black police in the middle of a racist police force having to guard Muhammad Ali, who he looks at as like a loudmouth. It's about this brother who's Kevin Hart's character, where they're actually trying to get in good with the black mafia. So they set up a party for them, but the party was actually robbed. They were robbing everybody that came to the party, and it's based off a real story. It's actually like that version of Atlanta is like really fly. You could see what made it a special place when you see that version of Atlanta, you know, versus the new version is more like Black Beverly Hills a lot of times, but this was the version of Atlanta that you could see was going to be incredible. You know what I'm saying? Like you could see
the show or a movie.
It's a TV show. It's like a 6 or 7 episodes, like a 1 season or 2 seasons.
It's a limited series.
Limited series. There you go.
But
that shit was bad because they told the people upstairs, everybody on the top, keep dancing. Like, you know what I mean? So outside it looked like the party's still going. They in there crying, dancing, like and they shot with a shotgun on the side.
And they robbing all kind of black mob bosses from different parts of the country.
Right.
They hit America $1 million, and man, they was like up jewels, $1 million. It was a lick.
So JuJu,
and they ain't even know who they was robbing for real. Like they knew they was robbing some niggas, but they couldn't believe who they had in that basement once everybody was down there.
And and most of them didn't know. They set the other dudes up, the dudes from the A. Like so, I don't want to tell a story, but it ended up being like 2 people knew what was happening, but the rest of the robbery crew didn't know. They, you know, one dude is just trying to make a play for his kid to get his life together, and he realized like, oh shit.
So they just told him it's a lick. They didn't tell him who they was hitting.
Yeah, it's like in LA, like if you I'm setting up a robbery, you finna rob Big U. That probably would, you know, that ain't
not a good idea.
So JuJu, you Glasses was talking about the Atlanta gambling culture. You from that area? Can you speak to any scenarios or situations?
Shit, I'm gambling right now. God damn it, that's why I'm over here quiet. I got the TVs on every single game.
I'm crying.
So it's true.
Like it's real. Nigga, he ain't playing. Nigga, my money on his head right now.
Have you ever been in any crazy dice games?
Hell yeah, bro. Look, I ain't got nothing to say about none of them.
Okay, there it is. There it is.
Hand on a dice game.
Hell yeah, I used to be the concierge at Patchwork Studios here in Atlanta. It's a big studio. So
Carson started that.
Exactly. Yeah, Kurt.
Carson.
Yeah. Exactly. So goddamn, I worked there for like 3 straight years. So imagine every story that could happen.
So wait, what is that? Tell me about it.
Patchwork is like this.
And one of the most important studios in Atlanta, bro. Like it's where the big dog, like you work there. You know what I mean? They build other studios now, but that at one time was like I mixed my first hit record there, certified. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
Leslie worked there, one of the best people that Leslie I think it's pronounced Brathwaite, but he's like one of the best engineers in the game. You know what I mean? And it's a studio that was some brothers from Carson started in Atlanta.
Yeah.
They still own it. They still own
it. Big Bob Whitfield put the money in. He used to play for the Falcons. I worked at Patchwork like when I was 19.
Wow.
Leslie mixed the song. I had certified that Toomp did for me with Akon. And when I tell you, like that was one of my first times seeing a real song mixed at a big studio, it came back another song. Really, Leslie and them dudes in Atlanta, they bottom, man. The way they soul is, the way that bottom work down there, man, is another level, dog. It is a next level thing, bro. They get busy.
What's going on, Jerv? What's going on?
Fly Eagles fly.
They score. Jerv is. I got an alert that said Jalen Hurts was out for the rest of the game, and I saw Jerv get worried earlier. So I don't know what's going on right now.
Hey, brother.
What?
You only want to talk football when it's something negative about my team. You never want to talk when the positives
I
going on.
I saw you just cheering right now. I didn't even bring up the injury earlier. I let it.
Yeah, I mean, but you brought the injury up right now. Like, what are you talking about?
I'm
like, you could have just, man. If you got the alert, what happened? You got the alert saying he not okay, bro. I'm not falling for your friend. Worry about your bottom feeder team that you root for, yo.
Look, man, I'm
not on a nigga birthday, bro. Stall him out, Jason.
Nah.
I went from worst to first, possibly in our fantasy league. I'm beating Trey right now. Currently, Trey is the number 1 seed in the playoffs. I'm whooping his feet. So
whooping his feet. Yeah.
So we're gonna see about that, Jerv. But yeah,
that was kind of hey man, that was kind of wild right there.
But yeah, that password, bro, that shit had, bro, it's a story every day. You feel me? Like how popping Patchwork was back whenever Dolph was beefing with Yo Gotti. Them niggas was in the studio at the same exact time one night.
No way.
And it was exactly, they just the nigga who booked it fucked up. And so it's just a door in the middle though.
Say that again.
Because you took cash from both niggas. You tell the nigga you can't come now type shit. And they be booking them bitches at the club 12:30 at night type shit. You feel me? So
Patchwork might be the most important studio in the South.
You feel me?
Hip hop. It's serious. Like it's a different energy at that place, man. I love it.
Nigga, I had Patti LaBelle in a singing. She was doing a commercial downstairs, but Thor and them was smoking, and the smoke was going through her shit. I was like, Miss Patty, it's actually some folks up there. I'm gonna tell them to turn it down. She was like, nah, let me go up there. Bro, Patti LaBelle and Young Thug session. Niggas put they shit out. Niggas was like, oh. See, like, I cannot get my voice if y'all gonna be up here smoking it out. I thought this was professional. Bro, yes, ma'am's all over the place. You feel me?
That's what I love about the South, man. They be like, oh, Patti LaBelle walked up in this motherfucker. Yeah, shout out to Patty, man.
Yeah, bro.
That's tight.
Salute.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, man, you can rap.
Yep. All right, man. Man, that's a hell of an episode we had, man. Shit. We went all over the place. We gave advice. We answered the question, is sex good enough as a Christmas gift? And then we just broke down the history of hip hop and how much of it.
Hold on, time out, bro. You think you fine in that picture too, don't you, bro? You know, lean back in the picture, bro. What kind of picture is this?
Ladies,
Avatar,
man,
nigga.
Leon felt
you're right. Come on, I seen what you did, man. Salute, bro. Happy birthday.
Wait, hold on. Can we do favorite Christmas movies as we
Go ahead. Yeah, my kids asked me this question last night. I was like, I don't know how to answer that. Go ahead.
Home Alone and then the Santa Claus.
The Santa Claus, nigga?
The Santa Claus.
All
right,
JuJu, what you got?
Damn, I'm on the spot. Either Die Hard or Friday After Next.
Yeah. I was gonna say Die Hard.
Trading Places.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the Trading Places. Yeah.
I watched Long Kiss Goodnight last night.
Is that
a Christmas?
Or is it just winter?
Snowing.
My favorite movie is probably a bad movie. It's called it's called it's Santa Claus. The Santa Claus the movie.
Not the one with Tim Allen. The one that he just talked about?
No. It's with
Bad Santa.
No, not Bad Santa. It's called Santa Claus the movie. It's not really like a big movie. It's with the dude from Harrier and the Hendersons, the white dude.
John Lithgow.
Yeah.
I don't know that.
What? I know that.
I never seen
Martin Short was like an elf. It's like
I think I know what you're talking about.
It was like, I don't know why. I just loved it as a kid.
Vacation 5-2, Christmas Vacation.
Oh yeah, Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, Dudley Moore. That's Dudley Moore. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Christmas Vacation is definitely hitting.
Yeah,
Santa Claus movie. I don't know why, but it is my favorite movie. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's
Amin, what's yours?
I would go Trading Places. I'm still Jerv. Trading Places is that's one of the best.
For sure.
Die Hard.
Karate Man bruised on the inside, but you wouldn't know that because you a big Barry White looking motherfucker.
That's a good rap. That's a good rap.
All right, there you go. That's the episode right there. Shout out to Trey, to Glasses, to Jason, to Jerv, to JuJu, to all the listeners. Sorry we didn't get to y'all in the chat today. We was kind of in our bag today, but I feel like y'all had some good conversations in there too. Again, you could check us out around 1:15 Eastern every Sunday if you want to check it out live. If you're tired of just listening to it after the fact, you want to interact, all that good stuff, it's available. Remember, patreon.com/countthethings. Make sure you're locked in over there. All right, y'all. Till next time, stay black, motherfuckers.